What is an ecosystem? An ecosystem is the junction of a community of living organisms and their interaction with the environment where they live in. So, ecosystems are composed by the biotic component, living organisms, and the abiotic component, the environment. Ecosystems can be large, such as the Amazonian rainforest, or very little, such as a drop of water containing microorganisms. Ecosystems are globally categorized in freshwater, ocean water, and terrestrial. Ocean ecosystems are the most abundant, since 70% of Earth's surface is covered by oceans. According with their depth, oceans' ecosystems can be divided in three: shallow oceans that include extremely biodiverse coral reef ecosystems, deep ocean surfaces, and deep ocean waters. Deep ocean surfaces have a crucial importance for life on Earth, as they contain the majority of the phytoplankton, which is composed by microscopic and phototrophic organisms, such as protists and bacteria that convert the energy from the sun into organic matter. Almost half of the oxygen that we breathe comes from phytoplankton, as they account for 40% of the photosynthesis in our planet. Freshwater ecosystems are the rarest, occurring on only 1.8% of the Earth's surface, and are divided in lakes, rivers, streams, and springs. Terrestrial ecosystems are grouped into biomes, such as tropical rainforests, savannas, temperate forests, tundra, and deserts. It is amazing that life was able to adapt and thrive in these very diverse and challenging environments. What is a habitat? A habitat is a more specific term and refers to the place where a particular species lives. A dolphin's habitat is the ocean. What types of interactions between organisms exist? There are three main types of interaction between organisms that are predator-prey interactions, where one organism feeds directly from the other, such as the lion and the zebra. Symbiotic interactions, where one or both organisms benefits from these interactions. Symbiosis can be mutual, also known as mutualism, where both organisms benefit, such as the shark and the remora fish. The shark offers protection to the remora fish, while the remora fish eats parasites on that prey on the shark skin. In commensalism, one benefits and the other is unaffected. In parasitism, one organism benefits at the expense of harming the other. The third interaction is competition, where organisms from the same or different species compete for natural resources and/or mating. What is a food chain? Food chains describe a sequential series of predatory-prey relationships between organisms that live in the same habitat. In this chain, we have producers that are able to convert inorganic matter and energy into organic matter for primary consumers, that in this case are herbivores. The food chain continues, where herbivores are preyed by second consumers, that in this case are carnivores. These can then be also preyed by third consumers and so on, until we reach the apex predator. When the apex predator dies, it is decomposed back into inorganic compounds that can then be utilized for producers to initiate the cycle once more. Since in nature this is more complex, food chains are actually web chains, where organisms can participate in different positions in the food chain and establish interactions with multiple organisms. Trophic levels define the position of an organism in the food chain. Producers are on the level 1 and are usually highly abundant, whereas top predators are usually less abundant. Ecosystems are usually in equilibrium, and a minor disruption, such as extinction of the top predator, might alter all the food chain and have a negative impacts to the remaining organisms within the system, including human beings that depend on agriculture production. Organic molecules contain energy that is used by the different organisms of a food chain. As we move higher in the trophic levels, the energy diminishes, as the vast majority of energy is lost via heat. In order to stay alive, compete, and reproduce, organisms need to be dynamic, which causes energy loss from the cellular context to the environment via heat. In this sense, organisms are not 100% energy efficient. The more we move up, the more energy we have lost from the initial energy within the organic molecules of the producer that was on the trophic level 1. On the other way round, toxic molecules such as pesticides and heavy metals tend to accumulate upwards. In this sense, apex predators tend to concentrate higher levels of these toxic molecules than producers or intermediate predators. This can be only offset if an organism in any particular trophic level can have better secretion systems than the others in the food chain and or is able to transform the harmful molecules in less harmful molecules, This process is called biotransformation. Of particular interest is microorganisms, such as bacteria and fungi, that are usually more versatile in their metabolisms. Bioaccumulation is a serious issue and can severely harm humans, either by disrupting the food supply or by increasing the exposure to a particular toxic. For this, it is important to have regulation on urban and industrial discharges to the environment and to periodically analyze the levels of toxic molecules directly from the environment and from the organisms of the ecosystem. Biotechnological strategies such as bioremediation represent sustainable solutions when high levels are detected. And that is it for now, folks. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See you next time.